Well, hello again. It's not only Burgundy for tonight. Well, even though we're having mushroom bourguignon, but I decided to go with a Syrah, even for the food itself, for the sauce, and for the wine. So we're having a Côte Rôtie by Guigal, one of our favorites, as you've seen already. It's a 2015 Brune et Blonde Magnum. Now, Guigal doesn't need any introduction, probably the biggest name in the Rhone in terms of a combination of quality and quantity. Of course, there are some more sort of celebrated names on the quality side. There are some really high quantity people, but Guigal seems to have managed really this perfect sort of balance. They make a lot of Northern Rhone stuff. They've been buying properties. The latest is Chateau de Nalise, which is a Chateauneuf in the south, but really they're a Northern Rhone powerhouse with their Hermitage that we've had one together, and the Hermitage without H, ex voto, with the Côte Rôties, the La Mouline, La Turque, La Landonne, which are incredibly sort of sought out by collectors and wine lovers. And this is the sort of entry level, if you want to think about it that way, Côte Rôtie. It's always good, it's always reasonable. It's made out of a blend from different vineyards that they own, but they also buy some fruit. And they've been trying to reduce the number of suppliers they work with to really maintain sort of the best relationships and also good quality. This always has some Viognier in it, 4 or 5%. It's unfined, unfiltered. It's just, they make a lot of it, but it's really, well made. 2015 was one of those years that just don't come by very often, basically everywhere. We've discussed it in Tuscany, in Piedmont. It was amazing in the Rhone, particularly in the Northern Rhone was really the year, just almost the year of the century. In Bordeaux, as we know, in California was good, anyway. So basically 2015 was a good year, very well balanced, and sort of it all kind of came together at the end of the year, at the end of the season. And so, but they also, with the Côte Rôtie and the Brune Blonde, they managed to make a wine that is more supple, that can be had sooner. And so even though it could age for 20 years, and that's been a characteristic of the 2015 Côte Rôtie that I've heard actually quite a bit. So I think I'm gonna have to start testing it for myself. Anyway, here we are. Let's see what we have. It's been open for a while. I had it, it was tough getting something out of it in the beginning, but now it's really opening up nicely. The color is just perfect Syrah and Côte Rôtie if you want that Northern Rhone Syrah, the dark red, but with a little bit of tint of purple, to it. On the nose, you recognize it right away. It's got that violet, sort of note. It's a bit floral, but it's also the darker, black fruits, like blueberries and blackberries. A little bit of alcohol. This is not very alcoholic, 13.5%. Tiny bit of alcohol, just sort of ethanol going, through the nose. But still, it's still a little bit reticent. I mean, these things, you kind of get a whiff, but it's not really coming at you. It's quite, it's a bit reticent, but it's very nicely balanced. It's got everything, it's got a little bit of I'm going to start with a dry tannins on the end. So it's kind of had this dried up feeling, but on the way there, you've got this dark chocolate, it's more in those kind of stones, dark chocolate, darker fruit that are not sweet, but they're not tart either. They're just sort of plush and still sort of, restrained, I guess. I've used that word many times. The Viognier maybe makes it a little bit also more rounded in a way, so it's just a little bit more friendly early on. Now it's opening up really in the end. You gotta sort of open your mouth a little more and you just get this whiff of through your mouth of more violet, more volatile sort of alcohol, and it sort of livens up a little bit from the first impression. Was more reticent, a little bit more on the dark chocolate and dark tannin and dry tannins. Anyway, this is really going to continue to evolve. I can't wait to just sort of accompany it throughout the evening. Another nice opportunity to share some wine with friends, and wish you all the same, and see you soon.